You're listening to the 49 Carats Podcast, a 49ers Goldmine production with Stephanie Sanchez.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the 49 Carats Podcast. I'm your host, Steph, and joining me today with another prospect interview is Titus Swen out of Wyoming. He's a running back. How are you doing today, Titus?
I'm doing good, Steph. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Glad you could make it on. I appreciate you coming on. I know it's a busy time for you. For all you guys tuning in with us today, be sure to drop a like, drop a comment. But we're going to get right into the interview right now. Titus, you pretty much played your entire collegiate career at Wyoming. Was there a year at Wyoming where you felt like you really came into your own as a player and the game started to slow down for you?
It was actually the 2021 year. I felt like I was becoming myself because I didn't play the COVID year. So I was kind of like out of it a little bit, like kind of down with myself, like, dang, am I still that guy? But when I came back on the field 2021, had spring ball and all that, I felt pretty good. I felt like I was becoming me again.
Did you feel like that COVID year gave you an opportunity to kind of work on some things that maybe you wouldn't have gotten the chance to had you actually like played that year?
Most definitely, I do feel like that because I went home and I started working with my running back coach and my speed coach. So I actually, that was my mom, but
no, you're good.
I actually got some like individual work in instead of like a team setting. So I was able to work on things I needed to work on to get back on the field like I needed to.
Yeah, and I know you passed 1,000 yards rushing against Fresno, and you became the 12th Wyoming player to accomplish that. How did it feel to reach that milestone?
It felt good. It actually felt even better because I did it with the team that I started the whole thing with. So it kind of felt like it wasn't me that was breaking the milestone. It was the whole team. So it felt like it was a good atmosphere.
And somewhere down the line, Wyoming was no longer fit, right? You were dismissed from Wyoming. You guys didn't really see eye to eye, but you had one more year of eligibility left after that happened, right? So why did you feel like now was the time to declare for the draft rather than, trying to latch on at another program and try to play another year?
Honestly, like me and my family talked about it, and I got an agent, and we talked about it, and we were like, when it comes down to it, you can play ball with the best of them, and if you go to another program, that's just like another shot of you writing your resume again when you can just join the draft and try to write your resume like on a team instead of trying to prove yourself some more. If that makes sense.
Well, I think clearly what you put on tape at Wyoming was clearly strong enough to get consideration from the NFLPA Bowl, right? You got the invite to that. Yeah. Congrats on that, by the way.
Appreciate that.
Tell us what that experience was like for you.
It was very life-changing, I should say. I mean, being a kid from Liberia, I mean, I don't have any parents or siblings that play football, so I'm the only one. So it's like actually being there and seeing like how they treat NFL guys actually changed my whole outlook on like the whole process.
And I know for some guys, these pre-draft bowl games, it's kind of like their first experience with like NFL coaching. Was there anything to you that stood out or any like adjustments that you had to make to that?
It wasn't like really much adjustments, just like I would say just little hints, like what are they little like hints when they drop like little gems, you gotta like pick them up because they're not gonna like tell you the whole thing. It's gonna tell you like bits and pieces, and you just gotta piece it all together yourself. But it was a cool experience. You got to ask questions. There was no stupid questions. Like most people would be like, oh, that's a dumb question. They were like, there's no dumb questions. If you have questions right now, you better ask them or it's going to be too late.
Yeah, I love that. And you had 73 yards rushing, and a few of your runs in the final 2 minutes actually helped the American team get the win. And so you definitely made your mark. And I think you reminded teams like why they should consider drafting you later this month. if you had to describe your running style with one word, what would that word be?
Angry.
Angry. I love it. Why would you pick angry?
Because I'm looking to hit the hole as hard as I can. If somebody's in the way, it's best if they move out the way. That's how.
I love that answer for sure. Is there like a specific scheme or maybe more than one scheme that you think fits your skill set the best?
I believe I can get adjusted with any NFL scheme. So I'm not gonna tie myself down to one scheme or like two. I feel like if any team can get me, I'm I'm in the mix.
A lot of teams would say no block, no rock, right? But you're definitely great in pass protection, which I think any team could appreciate. And so, what's your mindset when it comes to blocking and having to protect your quarterback?
Well, I usually like when I'm on a team, I usually try to be good friends with the quarterback. So like if I'm about to block for him, I know that's my guy in the backfield, so I know he got to make his plays as much as I got to make my plays. So I try to let
Like you try,
everybody eat.
yeah, you try to make
Yeah,
it like personal, like I like
yeah.
that. And so when it comes to studying film, what are some of the things that you look for in an opponent?
Uh, when it comes to studying linebackers, I look for like as soon as the ball snapped, they shuffle to the side or they down more downhill type of backers. And then when it comes to the corners, I mean, I don't really watch film on the corners, but like if it's an aggressive corner, I try to pick note on that and see like
Mhm.
if he's aggressive on the outside or he's gonna jump inside and I can bounce him to the outside.
Yeah, I feel like knowing those, small cues could
Yeah.
definitely help a lot on the field. You did have your own pro day. It was at your old high school, Eden High School in Texas. How did you feel like you did at your pro day?
I feel like I did pretty good. I put on a strong performance, but honestly, I feel like I actually like wore out my legs a little bit before going into the pro day, so I didn't like get the numbers that I set out for myself. Maybe like I got some good numbers, but for myself, I feel like I didn't hit those milestones that I wanted. If that makes
And yeah, no, it makes sense. And like honestly, like I feel like also that's just the competitive spirit coming out, right?
yeah,
And
yeah, most definitely.
never being satisfied. That's
Yeah.
not a bad thing. How was it like going back to your high school, where you played, where it all kind of started for you? How was that
Uh,
like?
it felt great. It felt like I never left. Honestly, it felt like I just picked up 4 or 5 years ago when I graduated. I still had some records up on the boards. The weight rooms looked the same. The indoor facility felt the same. It felt like I was at home.
Nice. So you're definitely comfortable. Do you know like which teams attended?
Uh, the Packers attended and Miami attended. So the two.
Nice. Nice. Do you have any meetings or visits coming up in the next few weeks here?
I have a call with my agent later on today, so I'm gonna get that all that information today after this call, most definitely.
Okay, for sure. And with the teams that you have gotten the chance to speak to so far, like what kind of feedback are you getting from them so far? Like, are they telling you what they like? What they would like you to work on? What are those conversations like?
Most of those conversations are like we see you more of like a third down, second down back, and just mostly that, yeah, first second down back, and if you work on like your hands and speed, that's it. Mostly, it's not like oh we need you to turn your whole process around. It's like we just need you to pick up on these sudden movements, sudden gestures, make you a great back.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's like the little things. You already got the big things figured out clearly, so it's just the little things. And so now that you're done with pro day, you're getting more into like football focused training, right? Is there something specifically that you personally wanted to work on, leading up to the draft?
Catching the deep balls, I feel like that's gonna really set me apart from the rest of the running backs because you can catch anybody can catch like a 5 yard pass, 6 yard pass, 10 yard pass, but when a quarterback trusts you to go down the field and catch it, that brings a whole different level to your game.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is that kind of something that you pride yourself on, like the pass catching ability?
Most definitely, because you can turn on everybody's tape and see, oh yeah, he can run through open hole. Oh yeah, he can run through open hole. But when you turn on the pass catching, it's like, oh, he can't catch in traffic. You might not want to
Mm,
throw it to him on 3rd and 1.
yeah. And so was there a running back that, you've watched a lot of, or that you just kind of try to model your game after at all?
Growing up, I was a big Adrian Peterson fan. That's who actually got me into playing football. Because when I moved over here from Liberia, like I didn't know anything about football. So when I turned on TV and I saw the Vikings playing, I don't know who they was playing, but I saw 2-8 run the ball, and I was like, oh yeah, I most definitely want to do that when I grow up.
That's definitely like such a great example, because
Yeah,
I feel like Adrian Peterson is like, he was like in the middle of that old school style and the new school style, you know what I
yeah. So
mean?
he had a
So
little mix of both. Yeah, that's why I really gravitated.
everything, yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely a good one. Now look, I always try to end my interviews with this question. What is a team, what is a fan base getting with Titus Swen, both on and off the field?
Off the field, somebody's gonna be working in the community and helping out with. I'm actually big with helping like little girls get their education because that's what my mom's like doing back in Africa. She's helping like little girls get scholarships to come to America and like just get an education. So I'm actually gonna try to build up on that. And then my dad's actually doing a clean water business in Africa, so I'm gonna try to do that, try to bring awareness to that community as well as the community in America.
That's awesome. I know that I said that was the last question, but like now I have a couple of other I have a couple other questions based on that one. So both of your parents are still in Africa?
My dad is. My mom's in America right now, but she goes back and forth.
So do you guys have any like plans for the draft? Are you gonna be spending it with your mom? What's that gonna be
I'm
like?
gonna be my mom and my sister because yeah, they both live at the house right now, and then we're just gonna like FaceTime my dad or WhatsApp call him.
All right, for sure. Well, Titus, thank you so much for coming on the pod today, and of course, good luck. The rest of this month and the draft, and of course beyond that as well. Definitely going to be following your journey, and
Thank you.
whatever team you end up on, I'm gonna be rooting for you there as well.
Most definitely, I appreciate that stuff.
I appreciate you. And then all you guys that tuned in, make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you subscribe if you have not yet. There will be more content like this to come. But for now, have a good Wednesday evening, people. Peace.